Hi, we're the missionaries from the Church of Jesus Christ. We brought you the Book of Mormon you asked for.
Please come in.
We shouldn't go in if there's not a man present.
I'll pull you away if she seduces you.
Hello, elders. I do apologize for not coming to the door.
I thought that they really created an interesting entry point into classic horror dynamics of going into a large estate and dealing with a creepy old woman and discovering that, you know, one of your friends has disappeared, and you go downstairs and there's a serial killer setting going on. I thought that the entire approach and dynamic to that ultimate scene really made the piece have a sense of style and personality that I thought was quite interesting and well done. I thought that the combination of the sound design and the cinematography created a good sense of mood, and I thought that the ending actually was a quite interesting take on the horror concept, typical genre tropes. I mean, you want him to leave, and obviously the first thing you want to do is escape, but I thought him turning around and having the piece ending on him trying to go back was a reflection of who the main character was as a person, and what his mentality was when he got there, and sort of the purity and the religious background in terms of who he was and how he saw his companion. I thought it was interesting to end the piece there stylistically, and sort of contributed to some latent thematic ideas that were able to be strongly expressed in a short amount of time. And normally this type of concept is spread out over a full feature film, or much longer than I believe the 7 or 10 minutes that was present in this piece. Regardless, it was well done, well acted, a great sense of chemistry. The elderly woman in particular was really great in her scenes, and it really created a sense of a dynamic sense of suspense that I thought really made the piece memorable.
There's a lot of different elements that came together really well, and I think you can see the craftsmanship. And I think that from the very introduction, I think the camera angles were all very interesting, particularly like the overhead ones of the two Mormon men. I thought that they were really great actors and really great protagonists. And I think that from the very beginning in the car, there's a lot of different directions the short could go. And I was really on the edge of my seat and also pleased with how smooth the storytelling was. I also think the location was great. Wherever they shot this was really beautiful, really captivating, both the interior and then when you get to the exterior at the end. Wow, what a view and what a dynamic shot to end with. Yeah, I think that the religious elements were really fun, and like the metaphor carrying throughout the Book of Mormon, breaking the axe, the referring to it at the end, like always go back for your friend, definitely made it feel like it could be a proof of concept for like a full feature, which I would absolutely watch. I think the two scares, the antagonists were really different, and which I loved. The woman in the house and the man in the basement. I wanted to know more about them and their story. They did feel, I understood that they worked together, but they also felt like polar opposites. And so I would love to see, and I think the filmmakers did a great job of like piecing together what could be a story in its own right about how these two killers kind of found one another. And like the peeling back of layers of the creepiness. They did a really great job of pacing that to when you get to the basement. And that great kill of the woman hanging from the ceiling, like very unexpected, a huge tonal shift that I thought was really, really successful.
I really loved the inclusion of and the inserts of the handbook and its rules throughout, and how these rules sort of get ignored and thus end in their demise. The old woman was super, super creepy. Immediately I knew that she was bad news. She was very eerie. Her mannerisms were unsettling. So great acting from her. I loved the foreshadowing and gradual realization of what is happening in the house, with seeing all of the elder clothing and their labels and names on each. The cliffhanger at the end especially was great, and having him stagger back to the house he just escaped from in order to follow his handbook, which has not been very helpful for him in this entire film, but yeah, I loved that cliffhanger ending. Not knowing if he's going to survive. He probably won't, honestly, from seeing what's going on inside. But yeah, overall, I really liked this film. I love the concept. I thought it was very creepy and very creative as well.
The director managed to tell a surprising story in just 7 minutes. That's what I love more about the movie, especially the ending. We go there and we see in the basement there is this absolutely gore show, let's say, and I loved the prosthetic use. They were absolutely incredibly real. You could really touch the tension of the main character, you know, the anxiety the main character had while looking at this horrible scene. You could really touch it with your hands. It was great. It was a great acting, and the ending is what I loved more, when he remembers one of the main rules: so never leave a companion. So he just goes back to the in the house, either to save him or just perish alongside him. It was a great idea, and I think the film managed to hook me and keep me glued to the screen from start to finish.
The way the title ties in and the way he's saved by the handbook in the end, I thought that was great. Just great ways that they built suspense in, even with the audio starting, I think, somewhere around the 3-minute mark, when the one elder gets up and to go check on his companion, and you get this sound effect starting to swell. You get the dolly zoom, then just the jump scares with the old lady running in from the dark with a knife. Like, all those things, I think, have just been proven to work in this genre, and they use them here to really great effect to make this really tight and great 7 or 8 minutes of horror that were thoroughly enjoyable.
I love the take on evangelization and spreading out religious beliefs and somehow them becoming the victim. It's following the handbook to the letter, and with a fantastic plot, special effects, and showcasing the inner dialogue of the character going against their survival instinct to find himself returning to the horrifying place to be reunited with the companion, which he wasn't supposed to live alone, and most likely also getting killed. It is, you see the development of the actions and the consequences, and it was just so creepy.
The score made it what it is, because the score is kind of upbeat and light and not really something suspenseful, but it does make fun of some of the stuff that doesn't make sense, and it's something that should be questioned.